Welcome to Clarke Auction Gallery. We're previewing our September the 14th sale. Remember, you have public previews 3 days prior. Thursday, Friday and Saturday from noon to 6 p.m. The sale starts on the Sunday at 10 a.m. Without further ado, this is a super duper sale, so don't miss it. We're going to put this, we have a lot of Richard Schultz furniture here. We're going to put it in different lots, like a couple of chaises or 3 chaises. So we have that. We have this wonderful Art Deco looking bench here. Look at these girls at either end. This came from Riverside Drive, New York City, in the lobby. Over here, I really like this, as I'm a bit of a car person. We have this Mercedes 450 SL. Came from a Briarcliff Manor estate. It's been passed down through the family, so you could sort of call it one family. The top was never up. We just put the top, so it's a hard top, soft top. We have the hard top. The engine runs really well. I believe it still has air conditioning. I've driven it not far. It has 76,000 miles. Has a few cosmetic issues. The chair is a little bit as is. There's a couple of little paint bubbles, but nothing dramatic. We have it at 69,000. So what a great gift for one of your kids to work on, to bring back to perfection, or for yourself to drive. Okay, we're going to head into the main room. This is one of 3 bronzes. Came from Orienta in Mamarnik. It's nice big large size. It's by Mary Frank. It is one of 3. Okay, into the main room. Okay, it seems like we've been waiting a long time for this sale. Okay, we have a pair of these. Look at the grain and the rosewood. A pair of these Carlo Jensen. Could call them bachelor's chests or 4-drawer chests. One of my favorites in the sale. Pair of these Murano glass mid-century lamps. Wonderful color, great with the bulbous and the feet on it. Pair of Art Deco style chairs here. Nice finish on them, nice lines. This is one of a complete set of Edmund Spence. I believe they call it the Wave set. Needs a little bit of TLC, but it's really nice when we have most of the set. Okay, also one of my favorites is just look at the color toning, the softness of the leather. This chair is, I shouldn't have got down, it is extremely comfortable. We have a pair of them. These are like baseball bats, and they're by Percival Laffer. In between the Percival Laffers, we have a nice piece of used furniture. It is by Theodore Alexander, leather top, nice with the in-curving there. Nice grain on the mahogany. Over here we have an 18th century. These used to be the bee's knees, but this one is in really good condition, so I hope it does well. Beautiful with the serpentine front, the nice grain on the walnut. Just going to get into a bit of sculpture, we have lots of sculpture. That's why Irving did the sculpture in advance. Okay, here we have this great bronze by Ernest Barlock, German, a very rare bronze German sculptor. It's got the foundry mark on it. It's numbered, signed. This came from Greenwich, Connecticut state, so we're really happy to have that. There's a lot of interest. I know Irving did that one. Here we have the Picasso Madura plate, one of it, edition of 25 for the title on that. I suggest you go to clarkeny.com. Okay, here we have this, I suppose you could call it a daybed, the best of leather, and a really soft, comfortable. A lot of people like it. It actually splits in 2. Nice with the teak and the brass trim on it. It's by Della Spada. Okay, into the main room. Look at this, like a museum in here. We have lots and lots of stuff. This marble sculpture here, really great, and it's on a nice pedestal by an Israeli artist called Daniel Caffrey. Nice large size on that one. This little Regency, it looks like a little jewelry box. Beautiful with the mother of pearl inlay, the grain on the rose, the patina on the wood. We have lots of porcelains, lots of porcelain statues. Going to swing over here before we move too far. We have this Philip and Kelvin Laverne coffee table here. This came from a local estate. We also have another Percival Laffer sofa there. More wear on that one, but it could be oiled up or whatever. It's in good shape. More of this wonderful sculpture. This here is by Pietro Consagra, Italian, enameled metal. See, it swivels, comes together with this etching. This piece in the middle, quite interesting with the level on it, is by a Cuban artist called Juan Capote. And this is by an artist called Jack Boyd, one of my favorites. It looks like, I suppose, UFO type stuff. Moving behind here, I'll kill a couple of sculptures while we're at it. We have two large sculptures by Kenneth Munn, which is one of them here. This is a maquette. Okay, to the smalls. Okay, this is a sculpture by signed Ping Ming, Japanese. Nice carved box at the back. This is Jack Zajac, gilt metal, also came from Orienta in Mamaroneck with a beautiful little table lamp there. Up here we've got Steuben, we've got Hagenauer bronzes, Benin style piece here. This is Steuben Orient. This is Danish Modern. This is Wedgwood. We have this quite a nice piece. There's an awful lot of interest in this piece of Daum here. Good weight on it. We got Royal Dalton back there, Meissen clock, more mid-century bull there. Russian bronze here. More bronzes below. The Louise Nevelson, I know that Irving got a hold of that. We got Meissen porcelain lamps here. This is a really nice piece of art glass, signed Ambora, but nice big size, lovely colors in it. Okay, up here we got Royal Vienna. We've got art glass. Look, we got 3 different Le Coulter clocks there. Nice with the black or bluish face on it. This clock is pretty rare, but I'm sure Kenny has dealt with Caldwell. We have a bronze box. We have a beautiful early 19th century dog collar. Nice writing on it here. It's a New Jersey dog collar. More bronzes. Below here we've got Greek ruins, cherubs. Okay, over here. This is a complete dining room set. Beautiful in the burl walnut with the sort of Art Deco style. This is the leaford of the table. Look at the chairs with the high back on them, with the shine on them, with the lacquer is really great. We have a Snoopy lamp here. This is by Hans Wegner, this table. Newer, but signed and all that, great condition. One of my favorites in the sale as well, nice large size. This is by an artist called Cremoni, I believe. It's marble, Marathon the Tub, I believe, or something like that. Okay, here's one other piece from the Edmund Spence set. Nice with the tambour front and the wave base. Mid-century chairs. This is Arway, this mid-century set here. This metal sculpture sitting like this, but in the estate down in Orient, it was on the wall and it looked really great. Look, it's nearly my size. It's got all these glass figures seated on it, like that famous poster from New York City in the 30s with the builders. Sits up on the wall. He's Polish. Once again, Clarke NY to find the name of the artist. Okay, we have a set of 8 of these. They were originally around this table in the estate. Werner Panton. This Eero Saarinen table, signed Knoll. Right here, nice big size, probably 80 inches or more. These are Hans Wegner. I believe they're called shell chairs. Newer, but all signed, everything made by Knoll, I believe. Right here we have this Tiffany style leaded glass lamp, nice with the beading on it. I believe it's by Wilkinson. Okay, also in the sale we have a very large collection of furniture by Gabriel Scott. Look at this wonderful leather with bronze, different colors on it. We have sets of stools. It's vegan leather. We have lighting, we have coffee tables, we have love seats, we have club chairs. Look at this bench here with the gilt bronze base on it. Then you got the side chairs here. I'm gonna move up here. This is Pinot Soretto. Look at the size of this large mid-century piece of glass. Great colors with the faces in it. I love this piece of Americana. All this American furniture came from Bedford. Beautiful, looks pretty original, nice with the eagle carvings, bracket feet. Nice carving on the base. Victorian furniture. We got Chinese hardwood furniture, nice 18th century maple desk, American desk there. Chinese lamp on stand. This I believe is by Oscar Bock, this mirror. Here's another American chest of drawers. Look at the wonderful height on the base of that 4-drawer. Graduated, great patina. Looks like it has all the pulls original. We have this Queen Anne lowboy. Looks like it's walnut, sitting on top of large sculpture by Kenneth Munn again. Okay, more American furniture here. We have this 18th century secretary bookcase. This is nice interior on it, look at that. With the curving, plenty of that's nice old leather top on it. 2-door. Okay. Set of 20th century French Louis XV1 style chairs. Here's another piece of Gabriel Scott. Good weight on the bronze and the nice cut marble. Check this out, because we have a lot of Gabriel Scott. You'll never see it again at a sale. This sculpture on top, or this mixed media, I'll fling it around to you there, is by Anthony Caro and David Pelham. Okay, as you can see, a lot of sculpture in the sale, so hard for my poor old Irish mind to remember, but let me not forget this. This came from the Americana in Bedford, and it's called a dwarf clock. 18th century, signed Shearman, I believe. Yep, W. Shearman. So check out the site for that. You want to come in, you're welcome to come in and preview it anytime you want. Looks like it's a great condition. Look at the size of this bronze, the subject matter, the patina, as Shakespeare say, as you like it. And this, I believe, is signed by Obe, P. Obe, or Obey, mirrors in the background. We've got these Jansen quality pair of these glass top tables, 3-piece marble top Jansen style, again, Maison Jansen style, 3-piece coffee table. Large contemporary lighting, mid-century tables. Lots of this Charles Ames chair or lounge chair and ottoman. I'm sure Kenny got to these rugs. Look at the size of this bronze cherub. Just the best of quality, the best of patina. We got chalk on it so you can read what it says. I don't know if it's German, but it's on our site, clarkeny.com. Okay, sitting atop, more Gabriel Scott. Look at the color of the marble on these Gabriel Scott tables and the weight of the bronze. It's just so well made. Atop that we have a potato chip there, or I believe it's an LCW they call it in technical terms. Okay, more chairs, Rochebub watch pair of chairs here. More Gabriel Scott. Going to swing around here. This was gotten to by Irving, I'm sure. We're going to come over here. We've got Chinese altar tables. Okay, here we have a very important piece of sculpture. It's called Guan Castle Culture Royal Jaguar Seat Number 2. The piece came from the estate of the late governor of the state of Bocas del Toro in Panama, from where it was purchased by the Spencer Thornton Gallery. And now it's right here at Clarke Auction Gallery. Okay, this is after Lalanne. Nice sheep. Talking to a few of them when I was over in Ireland recently. Beautiful pair of mid-century chairs here. And this large enameled metal sculpture by Peter Reginato, I believe it's called in I'm of Two Minds, just check it out. But this was outside on the front porch in the estate in Orienta and Marmarnik, where all this wonderful sculpture, and we're very happy and thankful to the clients who consigned it. Here of the Gabriel Scott, these are just great, with cushions. Look at the metal bases on them. Never used because they came out of his estate. Here we have another table here by him. I believe it was all came out of a storage, so it was never used. Right here we got a pair of these, came from Central Park West, pair of Torsiers. Heavy, but a nice big square marble base on them. Nice to have a pair. Moving along, we have quite a bit. We have 2 pairs of Haywood Wakefield side tables. Sitting on top of them, these cherubs are faux marble, I believe they're marble dust put together, but they're really nice quality, large size, so they really look like they are. Mid-century upholstered sofa here. Another nice, this coffee table is really great here. Do not know the name of it. Moving right along. We have a set of 10 Hans Wegner Wishbone chairs. Contemporary, but all signed to the right maker. Up here, we don't know who this is, and I haven't seen one before, but it came from the house with all the mid-century, so it's really, really nice. And it rocks, so you can rock away. On this one, look at the nice copper piping, and the way it's done, it's really well done. And it's sitting top a harvest table with a metal frame. People love their harvest tables. Okay, we are getting here slowly but surely. Here we have this 18th century chest. Really wonderful with the walnut. Nice and original. All came from Bedford. This bronze here is Tunisian sort of Oriental style bronze. I believe it's by an artist called Debut. But look at the patina and a big size, more mirrors, more sconces, plenty of rugs Kenny got to. Eiffel Tower chairs, more after Jansen tables. Look at this beautiful chinoiserie, tilt top. The chinoiserie work on it is really magnificent. Pen worker. Okay, and this Victorian table, the Pied de Dura top, beautiful with the flies on it, just really wonderfully done. This came from Armonk, but we do have another pair in the sale of side tables that came from somewhere else. More Percival Laffer. Look at this, yeah, nearly broke it. Good man, Ron. Nice decanter set, lifts up. Yeah, I wouldn't have been drinking when I was opening that. Okay, we're getting there. We got mid-century table and chew chairs here. We got this puzzle chair atop that. Sitting below that is a bronze Maitland Smith table. Around it we got leather chairs. Over here we have this really nice barrel top 18th century secretary desk with, oh, it's got all the bells and whistles, leather top. Barrel top here, tambour here. Came from Sutton Place, I believe, and Big Chief Wawa here. Here we have, I really liked this when I saw it in the house, so I took it. I used to have a seagull myself when I was growing up, fishing the mackerel over in Dublin. But I took this out of the house in Armonk because of that. Got nice Chinese carved tables from Central Park South. We have this beautiful breakfast table, beautiful patina. Once again from Riverdale. After Matisse, just the nicest of quality iron table with the those figures running around it. This 18th century table atop here came from Bedford. Okay, we have this petal table by Richard Schultz here. Lots and lots of stuff, too much to remember. More mirrors, more vitrines. I got to swing you into the belly of the beast here because we kept them back here, but I need to give you a look at one of these windows. Look at the size of them. We have a set of 3. I'll just pull it out so you can have a quick look. Look, they're mostly in good shape. One has a bit of damage down there, I believe. So I'll give you an idea of the size, and whoop, it fell over there. My consignor would be watching. Okay, and we even have a single one, which is this one here. So I think with that, I'm going to bid you adieu. There's lots more stuff that I've missed, I can assure you. So this is a sale that you should not miss. So you can come up tomorrow. You can come up any day this week and preview if you wish. Or go to clarkeny.com. If not, I'll see you on the day of the sale, or we'll hear you live online. Thank you. See you then.
Hi, and welcome to our September 14th auction preview video of Asian arts. So we have a very large collection of jades in the sale. So there's over 75 lots, the majority from one estate, and a lot of them are ex-Christie's, have great provenance, great age, and we'll begin here. So this is a wonderful Lotus box with signatures here, so you can see all of the characters. And this is ex-Christie's, and it's a pair of white jade plaques, really beautifully mounted and really beautifully displayed in this box. Moving forward, we have 2 jade belt hooks. One has a silver mounting, which is quite nice. Here's a carved jade pendant with some rusted jade skin remnants here. This is a wonderful Buddha hand jade. So a nice celadon jade with figures and a Buddha hand, and you can see the lot numbers are also displayed. This is a jade carved pomander. Again, really quite nice. You can see the intricacy of the jade, just really amazing craftsmanship. And it does open, so it is lidded. This is carved agate, and again, it's another pomander, really quite nice. This is 18th century. It is ex-Christie's, and it is a carved jade of a stag. So we have a really beautiful example in the sale. This is celadon jade with russet skin, and it's a beautiful little dog, which we always like. Big fan of that. And lot 339 is a carved jade pendant of a figure. This is a carved jade knife guard with this beautiful archaic design. So you can see that, and here's the opening for where the blade would be inserted. Here is, again, an ex-Christie's carved jade cup. Or bowl with handles, so these kind of foliate form handles, and then this really sweet pedestal base. We're going to jump back to some of these larger examples. So we have this beautifully carved jade with, again, some russet skin, so it's kind of figures in some sort of a cave with trees, really nice pine trees on a fitted wood base. Here we have a carved jade brush pot. So again, with figures kind of and animals picking fruit from a flowering tree. So really quite nice, heavily carved. You can see again the russet skin and kind of this bark design. So quite nice. Here is a peking glass vase, so a bottleneck vase with a red to clear. So there's a pagoda, some flowers. Again, this kind of archaic design to the mouth of the vase. Another example of jade is we have this really large, heavy carved jade elephant. So it has a saddle, it has a figure climbing on top, so really quite nice. This is from a separate estate, so this is a carved jade lidded urn. So really beautiful color variations here, and it was later mounted as a lamp. Moving forward to one last piece of jade that we'll discuss in this preview video is this beautiful agate carved jade, carved snuff bottle of figures. There's a jade and some sort of gem, possibly coral stopper. So really quite nice again from our jade estate. Moving on to some metals, we have this Japanese bronze of an elephant being attacked by a pair of tigers. Really quite nice with carved wood tusks. 2 pieces of X Christie's porcelain. So we have this Satsuma vase, and this is by Hosan Hontani. It is marked to the underside and has the X Christie's label. Really just a beautiful floral decorated and landscape vase. And then we have this green and white pierced bowl. Again, X Christie's, and it is signed to the underside. We have this example of 3 silk embroidered hats with silver mountings. So we have pom-poms and tassels, really quite nice. Just not only does it have great age, but it's just a really fun collection. Moving forward to lot 270 is a blue and white celadon bowl. So we have the kind of archaic style and then the central shoe symbol. Lot 271 is this incised celadon dish. We have this pair of blue and white ginger jars with carved wood lids, which is quite nice, with the carved wood bases. And then we have the double ring blue mark to the underside, so just this beautiful floral decoration with birds. Moving forward, we have this Japanese bronze, and this is of a standing figure, and this is by Miyao Esuzukin. Name is on our website, and it's on this wonderful base with gold inlay. A ruby scepter with jade pendants. This is a substantial sized enamel decorated lidded vessel. So we have the butterflies and the flowers. We have this metal mounted peking glass floral box. And here we have a very large Japanese 1,000 faces vase, so with the gold decoration. But if we just want to zoom in here and take a look at some of these faces and the intricacy of how it was decorated, it's really quite amazing with the gilt ground and then just these, striking faces and all different examples. Everyone looks different. It's really quite beautifully done. Moving forward, we have a nice cloisonne vase with floral decoration. This is one of a pair, so we have these decorated geese, and it's 300 to 500 from a Manhattan estate. We have another Japanese bronze, so we have this wonderful kind of branch or craggy rock, and then this beautiful eagle with outspread wings. Moving forward, this is a collection of stoneware. So there's some original receipts included. Here's one of the labels, and then we'll also look at this near pair of flambe vases. So you can see the different, slightly different height, and then the interior. So we've got this flambe, so this is probably Sangdabuf and this is flambe, but really quite nice, these 2 examples. And then this is ex bonums. So this is He Ji Ying. A really beautiful depiction of this, somber woman seated. It is signed. There is an example, so we did photograph the catalog so that you can see all the previous information, and just a beautiful example of artwork in this sale. So really quite nice. We're looking forward to seeing what this sells for, and we will see you on September 14th.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Clarke Auction Gallery Blowout Summer Spectacular. What a great way to end the summer than right here at Clarke Auction Gallery, September 14th at 10 a.m. That's right, because I've got hundreds of items for you guys to bid on and to complete that fall look. Let's start off with the rugs first, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look at this spectacular Ushek rug, because nothing says luxury like owning a rug that took longer to make than your last 3 relationships combined. What a piece, ladies and gentlemen. All right, here's a vintage and finally hand-knotted silk carpet. So silky and coral toned, you'll be afraid to walk on it, but hey, who needs floor space when you could just admire the threads? Take a look at this beauty. Yes, it has a central medallion and florals throughout. Shocking, we know. Sometimes cliches are classic for a reason. Big flowers, bold border, subtle field. Basically the textile equivalent of shouting, "Notice me" in a quiet room. What a beauty this one is. Look at those flowers. Vintage and finally hand-knotted carpet, ladies and gentlemen. Delicate, intricate, refined, and still destined to be the first thing the dog lies on. Take a look at this beauty here. It's got a calming green border that whispers serenity until someone spills red wine on it. All right, if you've ever wondered what happens when a rug designer runs out of ideas, it's this one. Throw in all the colors and double down on that medallion. This carpet's sure to please absolutely and everyone indeed. Take a look at this vintage and finally hand-knotted sun-kissed carpet. Just look at those colors pop, baby. What a beauty. We've got black, blue, beige, and flowers everywhere. Beige on beige with a whisper of beige, the perfect rug for anyone who thinks excitement is overrated. Look at these beautiful floral patterns, surely to match anything in your home. Now this is a special lot, ladies and gentlemen. 2 antique American hooked rugs. One proclaims my little girl and her pet canary because nothing says heirloom like a bird-obsessed child. To the other, California or bust, proving rugs can carry wanderlust too. What could be next? How about 3 antique American hooked rugs? A horse, a circus with oh goody, proudly emblazed, and a family picnic scene because sometimes your floor needs storytelling more than your bookshelves do. It's getting hot in here, folks, because I feel like I'm in Kandahar. Take a look at all these amazing rugs that I have for you in this upcoming auction. Just an abundance full. I've got everything, every shape, size, and color imaginable. Surely you'll have to find one. All right, moving along to clocks. Check out this E.F. Caldwell & Co. bronze enamel and jeweled mantel clock, because if you're going to be late, you might as well blame it on a mantelpiece dripping with jewels. Here's an Alain Silberstein standing Kantivas Bauhaus clock, ladies and gentlemen. A clock so modernist, it looks like geometry homework with a time function. What do I have up here? Not 1, not 2, but 3 assorted Lacotra Atmos clocks. That's right, powered by air and precision. These are the closest thing to perpetual motion you'll ever get to put on your shelf. Take a look at this spectacular clock garniture set, ladies and gentlemen. What a beauty she is. I can imagine that on your mantle. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so excited to share with you this next incredibly rare piece. Take a gander at this, ladies and gentlemen. A Robert Sherman mahogany Federal Dwarf clock. Small in stature, but big on charm. The kind of clock that proves good things really do come in compact mahogany cases. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at what I have to offer next. Take a gaze upon these pens. That's right, I have 2 separate lots of fountain pens here, ladies and gentlemen, because nothing says sophistication like signing your grocery list with the same flourish as a 19th century diplomat. Moving right along, I have a cased Swiss Lacotra Compass 2 camera. Incredibly rare. A camera so over-engineered it makes Swiss watches look like pocket calculators. Even have the provenance, ladies and gentlemen. Moving right along, a Norita 66 Graflex camera with 2 lenses, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. Just take a look at it. Perfect for the photographer who thinks 1 lens is never enough and film should still be confusing. Moving right along, what do I have? This is incredible, folks. It's an Imperial Russian Equestrian Regalia set bearing the crest of Grand Duchess Anastasia Nikolaevna. Fit for royalty, or at least for anyone who always wanted to ride like a Romanov without the palace upkeep, ladies and gentlemen. This is a one-of-a-kind piece. You're never going to find another one. Take a look at this. It's a Japanese katana, the ultimate statement piece. Equal parts art, history, and don't mess with me decor. Right in front of it, what do we have? A Japanese Wagasashi in Shirasaya. Smaller than a katana, but still sharp enough to make you rethink dusting the display cabinet. And right in front, what do I have? Japanese 16-plate ironed Jingasa, a samurai war hat, because even warriors needed stylish headgear. And to the right, a Japanese 32-plate iron Kabuto helmet. More plates than a banquet, and infinitely harder to wash. Samurai chic at its finest. Take a look at this, a 1917 to 1921 Irish General Service Medal, a medal that proves sometimes history really does come in pocket-sized form. Japanese Nanban influence Iron Tsuba, where East met West on a sword guard. A little cultural confusion before it was fashionable, accompanied by an incredible book, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look at these gold coins, ladies and gentlemen. 6 tiny excuses to feel like a pirate, but with receipts. Right in front, Morgan dollars, peace dollars, junk silver, and bullion grouping, because sometimes treasure chests come in Ziploc bags. Back here, ladies and gentlemen, spectacular watches. Ebel 18 karat yellow gold bracelet, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look at this Spanish Adam and Eve 18 karat yellow gold watch. Pretty sexy. What do I have here? Another spectacular gold watch, ladies and gentlemen. That's just a few. Be sure to be here on September 14th, beginning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be here or be square. Happy bidding.
Welcome back to our gallery previews for our September 14th sale. Beside me, we have a work by David Bates done in 1997. This is a painted aluminum sculpture titled Corona Still Life. This work was purchased in 1998 and has an estimate of $10,000 to $15,000. Beside me, we have a work by Todd Williams, an African-American artist who painted this work titled Little Dee. This work is accompanied by its original purchase receipt, and it comes from a Mamaroneck, New York collection. This work is estimated at $300 to $500. If you need to brighten up any room, this work by Thurman Statham will do the job. This ladder is made of glass with mixed media. It is signed and dated 1995, and it also comes from a local Mamaroneck, New York collection. This work is estimated at $2,000 to $3,000. Beside this work, we have a Shirley Klinghoffer work titled Trapeze. This work is of bronze on a stone pedestal. It comes from a local collection, and it has an estimate of $1,000 to $1,500. We have a work by Etienne Hédou. This is a French artist. This work is signed and dated on the lower back, and it is estimated at $4,000 to $6,000. For all the lovers out there, we have this wooden sculpture by William Hod McElkerran, a Canadian artist. This is a rare work for the artist of a couple, a woman and a man. It is signed and dated 1968, and it also comes from a local Mamaroneck, New York collection. This work is estimated at $4,000 to $6,000. Here we have a nice little sculpture by Robert Rauschenberg. This is a silk screen on 10 plexiglass sheets on a lucite base with a stainless steel cover. The steel cover isn't there, but you can catch a picture of it on our website. This work is estimated at $3,000 to $5,000. We have this small Louise Nevelson sculpture. This is one of her iconic works. You'll see other listings online, and we get quite a few number of them throughout the year. This work is signed and dated on the back, as you can see. You can catch more pictures of this work on our website. To end things off, we have this large work by Niki de Saint-Fay. This is a French artist. This is a post-war design sculpture of a chair. If you are interested in the work, please have a look at it on our website. It is estimated at $10,000 to $15,000, and we are very excited to see what it does. If you are interested in any of the items in the video, please have a look at our website, and we hope to see you here.
Hi there, welcome to Clarke Auction's September 14th Fine Art Auction Preview. I'd like to share with you some of the highlights and interesting works we've got in the sale. And I'm going to start first with this fabulous work by the American illustrator Edward Penfield. It's titled The Temple of Truth, and it was done in the 1920s and given by the artist's wife to her local women's club. Interesting subject, estimated at $2,000 to $3,000. Looking above that, we've got this great work, lot 28 in the sale, by Hugh Anschloss Steers, an interesting cavorting couples of figures there, and that is also estimated at $2,000 to $3,000 and comes from a New York collection. Moving on, we've got this fabulous work by Antonio Bueno, lot 93. And he's really an important Spanish origin artist, and this is estimated at 6,000 to 9,000 and comes from a local Mamaroneck collection. Going on, we've got this wonderful work by the Hamptons artist Beth Rehnquist, lot 102. And this is really an atmospheric work by the contemporary artist. And we've got an estimate of 2,000 to 3,000 on that. And now we go to a real large, fabulous work, lot 114, Tully Fulmus, an American. We've got a Jewish wedding here, and boy, the scale of this is unbelievable for a Fulmus painting, and you got a really lot of activity. He's well known for this subject matter, and it's estimated at 3,000 to 5,000. Above that, lot 106, we've got Emil Mankatz, the Ukrainian-French artist who died in 1962, and this is almost like a Trillo and a contemporary painter. And you've got this great village scene here, and it's 3,000 to 5,000. One of the great highlights of our sale on the 14th is this Henry Martin Gasser. It's of East Newark. It's what you want of a Gasser, a fabulous watercolor by an important artist, and really at 6,000 to 8,000, 12,000. Come on, bidders, it's going to be a great one, lot 40. Moving to a different vein, a little more textual work, lot 18 in the sale is Roger Moule, French artist. This comes from the Finley Galleries, and we've got an estimate of 7,000 to 9,000. Lots of interest in it already, but sure to go to our site to look for more. Now, another artist that we have a grouping of comes from a Greenwich collection is the African-American artist Purvis Young. This particular one is lot 7 in the sale, and this is the first of 3 that we've got. This is estimated at 4,000 to 6,000, and of course he's known for his use of materials, wood, and other mediums, and so we've got 3 in the sale. Another one, which is, this is 6,000 to 9,000, and the final one that you can look great down at the end of a hall is this large work by Purvis Young, lot 6. Moving around, we're going to go to the world of animals, and Henry Height Make. This is a French painting done in the 1960s, estimated at 4,000 to 6,000. It's a leaping tiger, really great expressive work. Lot 19, estimated at 4,000 to 6,000. Going to a different vein, we've got the world of the Japanese-American artist Shunzo Nagaro. This is a trompe l'oeil 3D, really cool thing, only estimated 1,000 to 15,000, lot 30. Now going to a landscape, we've got Alvin Hollingsworth, and this is another African-American artist that we've dealt with a lot here at Clarke, and this is estimated 800 to 1,200. And going to smaller scale items, we've got this interesting Circle of Giorgio de Chirico. It's a self-portrait. It is signed, but we're saying Circle of because we're not quite sure. But interesting work, lot 31. And this also comes from the collection of the artist John Grillo. Going to photography, we've got a really interesting work here by Margaret Bourke-White, the contemporary of Lee Miller, the famous photographer, both women photographers working in Europe during World War II. The subject matter of this is the family of the mayor of Leipzig, done at the end of the war in 1945. But we move on to another great photographer, Brassai. This is Germaine Richer, the sculptress. Sorry, I'll get that wrong, but it's lot 129, estimated 600 to 900, and these come from a New Jersey collection of photography. Another great highlight that we have, which is a little bit of a different vein, but my kind of personal interest, is portraiture, and we have this James Saint portrait of the Scott Russell sisters. Interesting painting of lovely children, and look to our website for some more interesting details about them. And we go on to, if we can see a little gem of a painting by Roman Ribera Chirera, lot 89. This is estimated 2,000 to 3,000. These are the musicians in a pub, if you want, or whatever in Spain. It's just a super cracking little gem of a painting, great detail. And moving on, we've got some more interesting little paintings for your wall. Lot 47, A Manner of Edvard Munch, a very atmospheric watercolor of a woman in a striped dress. And then we go on to a painting, Lot 116, attributed to William Gropper, of a couple, of a gentrified, I think it's called The Money or so. And a really fun little painting there for your wall. And we've got a print here by Wolf Kahn, Lot 91. And he's a popular artist that we've had here as well. And we kind of finish up with this lovely picture by Sue Miller, the contemporary artist. Lot 14 comes from a local Mamaroneck collection, and we've got an estimate of $800 to $1,200. We're now in the main gallery, and I'm going to show you some of the exciting big works we have. As you can see, we've got great large-scale works of portraits. We've got abstract works by artists such as Albert Alclay. We've actually got 2 of those in the sale. So we've got Aboriginal works, and an interesting blue and white picture by Marcelin Cardinal, and this really spectacular Beverly Pepper, who's known for sculpture, but this is a great work. We've got really a diversity of works in this sale, and a great opportunity to fill your walls. And we've got Louise Nevelson prints on great big scales. We've got 19th century genre paintings. We've got copies of paintings by Rosa Bonheur of horse fairs. We've got Byron Brown, we've got Canadian works, we've got a great collection of Chinese lineage artists such as Zhao Wuqi, George Chan, David Wu Jack Key, to name a few of them. As you can see, we also have a great grouping of photographs by Edward Steichen, a wonderful portrait of a boy by African artists. I can't show you everything in this video, so be sure to look at our catalog online at clarkeny.com for details and more images. And if you have any questions, be sure to give us a call or email with your questions, or come in starting 3 days before the September 14th sale to preview things firsthand. And good luck at the auction.
Hi, and welcome to the September 14th auction preview video of jewelry and silver. We'll begin here with this wonderful early G. Eoff coin silver 3-piece tea service. It does come with this consignor provenance, which is quite interesting, and this is available on our website for your perusal. And most of the silver here we took in a large collection from a single estate, which is quite nice. This is a wonderful Mexican silver, just little bowl, but what I really love is the base here with this kind of cutouts and this triangular tripod base. Early Tiffany, so this is J.C. Moore for Tiffany, Ellis, and Young, which is quite nice. A wonderful footed oval form tray with the pierced gallery, etched decoration to the interior with this monogram in the center. It is marked to the underside, which is really quite nice. And this is a rum barrel or jug, and this is by Tiffany & Company, so it's really quite nice. It has a gold wash to the interior, and some really interesting historical provenance that is all included on our website. This is one of the nicest tea services I think that I've ever seen, with this beautiful Orientalist kind of repoussé work. So you're going to see the figures and the trees and the foliate design. It's so beautiful, really so impressive how this was crafted. And this is by Woodward and Grosjean, and again, this is from our silver estate. Really quite nice, beautiful figural finials. Again, just excellent craftsmanship, and this is estimated at $3,000 to $5,000. Moving on to some additional Mexican pieces. This is by Antonio Pineda, and it is a just kind of a deity or a seated figure, and it does come with the original dust bag with this identification on the bag itself, and it is marked to the backside. And my favorite item in the silver department is this wonderful Gorham hand-hammered silver bowl with mixed metal decoration. So you can just see these wonderful applied strawberries with the leaves and the vines. Here's a nice bird, a beautiful butterfly, and just this wonderful hand-hammered finish. It's just so beautifully done, beautifully crafted. This is estimated at $1,000 to $1,500, marked to the underside. And for your holiday decor, this is a great accessory. So we have this collection of Mexican silver goblets. It's in the Aztec rose pattern. So we have the 3 larger goblets and a series of smaller. Just a really nice collection to adorn your tables. Another early Tiffany tray here. So again, very large in size. It has the gadroon border, these kind of beaded handles, and this is Tiffany Young and Ellis. It is the New York Tiffany branding on the underside, so fully marked, this beautiful etched decoration, and this is estimated at $4,000 to $6,000. Pair of English silver fluted or reeded bowls with this kind of wonderful dragon's head. They are footed, fully marked to the underside with these dolphin form feet as well. Really quite nice at $300 to $500. Collection of George Jensen salt spoons at $200 to $300. This is a Tiffany & Company sterling footed leaf form bowl. These are 2 individual lots, but they are again Mexican silver by Maciel. So it's a collection of bread plates and then dinner plates, individually grouped. So these are 2 separate lots. And then from a separate estate, we have this pair of Mexican silver. Again, I believe that these are by Maciel, very heavy candelabra. Unfortunately, there is 1 replaced bobeche or candle cup, which is the center here, but these are estimated at $3,000 to $5,000. Moving on to some Judaica, we have this Torah plate, so it's really quite nice with the lions, the crown, this kind of heart to the center, and it is accompanied by this Torah pointer. This is Hanau silver, and just this really unusual center bowl with the repoussé work to the bowl itself, and then these 3 candelabra arms are flanking the bowl with these glass inserts, which are really quite nice. Moving on to some jewelry, we'll start here with this Native American example. So this is by Alvin Vandiver. It comes with the original receipt, the dust bag, and it's just this wonderful kind of kachina necklace. So it's a more contemporary Navajo artist, but really quite nice, estimated at $600 to $900. An absolutely extraordinary example of Victorian jewelry here. This is silver over gold with this wonderful snake design. So this kind of Ouroboros almost snake with the graduated pearls, the semi-Baroque pearl head with the ruby eyes and the pearl drop. You can see to the underside here that kind of silvery finish over the gold. And it's just a really wonderful example of Victorian jewelry, and snakes are in, so we just love this piece. This is a garnet cabochon mounted in gold. So really just quite nice, a large size for the garnet and really just a beautiful color. We have these 2 colored gem rings from a local estate. One is amethyst, and I do believe that one is a color change synthetic sapphire. We have this 15 karat yellow gold rock crystal beaded bracelet, and it is graduated with these beads, really quite lovely. Again, one of my favorites in this sale, just because I love colored gems, is the silver mounted gold, emerald, ruby, and moonstone bug form brooch with diamond wings, and just the intricacy of the wings themselves is beautiful. The moonstone is just beautifully mounted in this bezel set. We have this really vibrant green for the emerald and these petite cabochon emerald ruby eyes. Moving back here, we have this cloisonne mounted enamel beaded necklace in gold, which is really quite nice. Beautiful examples of antique opals. So these are globe form opal beads, and each are flanked by these little rock crystal faceted spacers, but really quite nice. They do have to be restrung, which is highly recommended, and then they're accompanied by a series of other beaded necklaces, but these are certainly the stars of the show. And this is a little piece of costume jewelry that's really quite nice. So it's a stomacher, so it would be worn on a woman's waist. And it's just a really nice, this is kind of amethyst glass with these rhinestones, and really just really unusual kind of Bridgerton Gilded Age piece for this sale. Collection of stick pins here. We have some carved coral, pearls, gold, etc. All the details on our website. Nice heavy gold articulated bracelet. We have these 2 18 karat gold foliate form brooches with rubies and turquoise. This is 13 karat gold with sapphires and diamonds. Another articulated bracelet, but what is really nice is this kind of striated gold work with the center circular pendant and then the pierced decoration, but really again quite nice. Another antique piece in the sale is a 15 karat gold English and diamond ring. Really just a beautiful example of antique jewelry, just a really lovely ring. Kind of this lozenge form to the ring itself, the ring face. This is 18 karat gold with diamonds, a nice contemporary piece at 2,000 to 3,000. This is Italian 18 karat gold, presumably citrines and pearls. We have another example of 2 antique snake brooches. So we have turquoise to this example, and then this is a just small snake with a emerald and little diamond eyes. Another articulated gold bracelet in the sale, so really quite nice, heavy gold work. This is 14 karat gold with a happy birthday drop pendant. This is a men's ring, and so it's a quite large signet ring. I mean, you could clearly see how large it's on my finger. And this was to be worn over a glove, which is why the size is so substantial. And this is estimated at 300 to 500. Here is an antique English and paint decorated cherub kind of vinaigrette. So when you open this, which I won't be able to do because you're all watching, you can see the gold washed the interior and it is fully marked. So really quite nice, again at 300 to 500. This is a Greek designer, and this is 22 karat gold and emeralds with this kind of Etruscan revival vibe to it. And this is estimated at 6,000 to 9,000. We have this Sputnik style 14 karat gold ring from a Manhattan estate with colored gems, unfortunately missing one stone, but really quite lovely. This again is 14 karat gold, foliate form design brooch with pearls. We have these 2 14 karat gold bangle bracelets, one with black diamonds, one with white diamonds, but really just nice stacking pair of bracelets. This is 17 karat gold with an old European cut diamond, so all of you Taylor Swift fans out there can get your own example. We have this collection of bangles and even higher karat gold, kind of a different clasp, and then we have this nice ball form drop. So this is probably the nicest example in the grouping, some with diamond accents, but this collection is all together. This is 14 karat gold with this Egyptian revival carved carnelian pendant. We have this gold chain with this carved salmon coral, or angel skin coral, I'm sorry, with ruby and diamond accents. We have this early English fob with these really wonderful pendants. So this is quite nice, or these just pierced decoration to these themselves, which makes it quite unusual. And then we have this 14 karat gold roped twist necklace with the jade pendant drop. 14 karat gold, amethyst, and pearl earrings right here. So these are quite lovely. Just love the purple of the amethyst. This is a 14 karat gold starburst form brooch with the central large round faceted blue gem. We have a pair of spider form brooches. So these are 14 karat gold with this blue cabochon, pearls, and rubies. We have this gold mounted opal and diamond ring, which is really quite sweet. This is sapphire and diamonds, and this is really interesting. So this is bicolor gold, and it's a flip ring that I've never seen this style before. So we have rubies and diamonds here, and then you flip these two guys, and guess what? Now you have sapphires and diamonds. So really versatile piece for anyone's jewelry wardrobe. We have 3 Chinese gilt silver and cabochon bracelets. So we have amethyst cabochons, coral cabochons, and these kind of, I don't know if this is lapis, but a lapis style bead to this example. This is a really wonderful antique or vintage kind of retro-y brooch with rubies and diamonds, foliate form, Art Nouveau style here. So we have the enamel decoration, garnets, seed pearl or keshi pearl, and diamond garnet brooch or pendant. We have this ring grouping that came in from one of our appraisal days. So we have the solitaire diamond and the diamond band. Moving on to some more Mexican jewelry, we have this Antonio Pineda onyx or obsidian and pearl bracelet. Another flip ring. So again, really quite interesting. I love when these little surprises happen. I'm never going to be able to do it because again, you're watching. But we have a cameo on this side, and the underside is onyx with diamonds. A more contemporary jewelry example, these are Elsa Peretti for Tiffany & Co. They are 18 karat gold and really just quite nice. This is another Art Nouveau example. So we have this diamond and gold ring with a monogram of HH. And then we'll move forward to this single strand of individually knotted pearls with this wonderful kind of oval/lozenge form pendant or clasp with diamond inlay. It does have to be restrung, but it's a really quite lovely example with the clasp. Heavy 14 karat gold mesh purse with sapphire cabochons to the clasp itself. So the weight is included with the lining. We have this kind of twisted 14 karat gold ruby sapphire and emerald ring. a collection of brooches. Of course, my favorite is the koala bear, but this is really quite nice also with the seed pearls, enamel decoration, and presumably a zircon, but can't say for sure. Pearls, rubies, etc., floral decoration. Another example of Mexican jewelry. So we have this Sigi Pineda bracelet and then this Mathilde Poulat ring, you know, just is iconic of her work. So the amethyst surrounded by turquoise beads, unfortunately missing a few beads, but the telltale sign of her work is the color combination. So those two are together at $300 to $500. And then we end here with this signed enamel decorated snake necklace, really quite wonderful. Love these blues, and that wraps it up for our jewelry and silver selection. We hope to see you on September 14th.